Well, good to see you. We are starting the day off with a Paladin run. So one thing for the three of you in the chat that we can have a little discussion about, there was a secret that was revealed about Paladins. Let me actually see if I can find it. Hearthstone new Paladin secret. Is there going to be a... Oh god, is it really difficult? Oh, here it is. There's a new Paladin secret called Avenge. Let me paste the link into the chat. Kind of curious what you guys think about this one. It's when one of your minions dies, give a friendly minion +3/+2. So I'm kind of curious what you guys think about this card. I will withhold my own opinion. Whether you think it's, you know, weak, okay, strong, or ridiculous. I've got my own opinion on it, but just kind of curious what you guys think. We're going to also start the draft, I suppose. Let's go ahead and do Twilight Drake to kick things off. Auctioneer's a little bit risky. Consecration is great. Always want to have one of those. Sanjin Shieldmaster is, I think, better than the Silver Moon Guardian. Here's a bad pack, unfortunately. Do I take a Mediocre Taunter or the Stormsuck Commando? Obviously, I don't want to take Redemption. I'll take the Torn Warrior, though. I'm not that thrilled about it. Alright, do you take Blessing of Kings here? I mean, that is a good card. It's probably the best card in the abstract, but it would be nice to have something that doesn't cost 4 mana at some point. I'm even considering the Shield Bearer. It can be nice to slow things down, but and it helps protect your recruits against the Rogue Dagger or the Druid's hero ability, so that you can build up a massive recruits early on. Alright, we'll take Blessing of Kings, though. It's just the best. Alright, gonna take the best 2-drop in the game, definitely. Here I'm gonna make a little bit of an odd pick. I'm gonna take the Crocolisk. It kind of sucks. It's just like strictly worse than an Amadi Berserker, but I don't want either of these cards, so we'll just go ahead and stay on curve. Few folks are coming in. Blue All Thunder, Boba, all say greetings. Hello, 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 everyone. This is utter garbage, but I will take the Geomancer because that can at least work well with Consecration. Alright, here we have to take Raging Worgen. There's just no other option. Peacekeeper, unpassable. Been pretty lucky getting lots of Peacekeepers in my Paladin drafts, I do have to admit. Alright. Here, I don't want Noble Sacrifice. This weapon's alright. I'll happily play with it. It's good against other Paladins. You can kill all the recruits. Do I want this 3-drop? I do already have 3 of them, so I don't know if I need another one, but I will take it. I feel like life gain is a little bit undervalued. Alright, now here we can get some card draw off the Cult Master, a nice big body in the Spiteful Smith. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance, though. I'm going to take another Berserker. I just want those nice, strong early starts. As a Paladin, it's just so damned important to get your minions to stick that I really want to maximize my early curve. Okay, so Consecration number 2 is an option, or we could take Argent Protector number 1. What is more important? I'm actually going to take Argent Protector. I'd rather have one of these and 1 Consecration than 2 Consecrations and none of these. So if I see more Argent Protectors, I might be sad, but other than that, I should be okay. Gurubanshi Berserker I hate. I really don't like Blessing of Wisdom either. It's too unreliable. So I'm going to take Blessing of Might, although it's not the best card. Here, I guess we're taking Light's Justice. I definitely don't want a second Blessing of Might, that's for sure. I will take a Frost Elemental over the War Golem, so comparatively you're paying 1 more mana for 4 extra stats, which is a deal, but the Frost Elemental does have a non-irrelevant ability, and 6 mana and 7 mana, the difference is pretty big. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Frost Elemental there. Alright, I could take another Worgen. The Owl is actually worth considering, because Silence is just getting pretty strong nowadays. I keep going back and forth on that Owl. There have definitely been times where I really hated having it, there are times where I liked having it. The Frostwolf Warlord is a temptation. I've got a pretty solid early game, so I could actually make use of that damn card, and I don't have any 5-drops at the moment, so if I don't get any, if I don't get any more 5-drops and stuff, I'll really regret passing the Warlord here. I think the Worgen is a wrong call. I mean, I've already got a bunch of 3-drops. 3-drops don't win games. So it's either the Owl or the Warlord here. Tough choice. I'll take the Owl. Let's make sure we can push through the damage and just hope we get some 6-drops later. Okay, now I have no card draw here, so I will go ahead and grab the Acolyte. And Shillwind Yeti is good. I was talking in my last run. If you haven't seen my last mage run, I do recommend watching it on the channel. Reckless Rocketeer, I talk about this card. It's actually pretty solid, it seems. It gives some reach to the deck. But I will take a Chillwind Yeti because that's a 4-drop, and good 4-drops do in games. We got Blessed Champion here, which sucks, so we got to take the Sun Fury Protector there. Dread Corsair, oh gosh, well, I'm not that thrilled because I don't have any True Silver Champions. It's just an overpriced Ironfur Grizzly. But hopefully in my next 9 picks I'll get... Well, in my next 10 picks, I'll actually get a True Silver Champion. That'd be nice. Not here. Another Yeti comes along. Alright, so we can take a Loot Hoarder or Gnomish Inventor. Now, normally I take the Gnomish Inventor, but I have so many 4-drops already, we're going to take the Loot Hoarder for our card draw. I don't want a more Light's Justice, but a Hammer of Wrath will do nicely. This is actually fine for me, the Guardian of Kings here. Although the Panda does have some synergy. I just want to have some big cards in my deck. Currently, I don't have very much. Oh, thank goodness, True Silver Champion. Alright, so the Dread Corsair is not terrible. Here, I guess I'll take a Gnomish Inventor over another Crocolisk. Sunwalker, very, very nice. Glad to have another 6-drop. And here I could take Spellbreaker, but I've already got the Owl, so I don't see the reason for the Spellbreaker. We'll grab a Crusader, fill our 3s a little bit. And here we go. Damn. There is not a whole lot going on. Guess we'll take the Sunfury Protector because we're low on taunt. So, yeah, that draft was weird. We have a really strong core in the 2 to 4 mana zone, but only a Frost Elemental, a Sunwalker, and Justice for endgame. So I do kind of wish I could have taken the Frostwolf Warlord instead of the Ironbeak Owl and then taken the Spellbreaker later. So I'd have the one more big creature in my deck. Might lose some games just because we don't have big dudes. Playing as the Paladin without big dudes is really tough because, you know, if your opponent drops big dudes, you don't have any way to answer them, really. I don't have any 1-drops. This is not really an aggro deck. It's just a difficult situation here. Alright, we're gonna mulligan this stuff. Hopefully getting another 2-drop so I can coin out one on turn 2 and the other on turn, or coin out one on turn 1 and the other on turn 2. More Evil says, Trump figured out if you make a guy return Pallies at the top of Arena, even if the play's mediocre, making a guy is key. That's totally true. 100%. You need to get minions to stick onto the board. Now, that said, am I really going to play an Amani Berserker here? That seems kind of pointless, because if I play this, the well, actually, this is worth it. Yeah, this is worth it. So the Northshire Cleric can run in, and then he can heal the Northshire Cleric and get a card, but then my guy will be enraged and kill off the Northshire Cleric. If this were a River Crocolisk, I would not have coined him out. I think that would have been silly then. He's got a Shadow Word Pain, tragically. This is bad. So now what I'm going to do is make a little bit of an odd play. I'm actually just going to make a Recruit here, which might seem weird because the Northshire Cleric can kill it and he heals it and draws a card, but that is his entire turn, drawing a card. So that's okay. I'm happy to just have him bide the time not making new minions. And in fact, is he going to go for it? Yes, he is. So he didn't make a new minion, which I'm pretty happy about. Now I got a couple of options here. I can play the Earthen Ring Farseer, that'll kill the Northshire Cleric. Or I can play this Tauren Warrior. Now the Tauren Warrior is pretty much an Amani Berserker, just paying an extra mana. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I think it's worth it to not waste the heal. And again, my opponent really shouldn't run in and heal it, because then my guy will be enraged and he can kill off the Northshire Cleric. If this was just regular 2-3, I wouldn't be doing that. Blue Old Thunder says again, what does everyone think of Poison Seeds, the new Druid card? Okay, let me go into my settings. Let me enable links. Oh gosh, where are the options? Jesus. Oh crap. Well, so the links are currently disabled in the chat, and I don't know how to re-enable them. But if you could just like put like a space between the, you know, end of the URL and the period to link us to Poison Seeds, I'm not actually sure what that card does. We could then offer our opinions. Alright, let's go ahead and play the Twilight Drake. It's nice and big. Boom, 4-6. Kill the Northshire Cleric, finally. So my opponent did draw a couple of cards off of this, but I've got this board presence, and a 4-6 is very difficult for priests to kill. Shadow Words don't do it. Holy Fire doesn't do it. It's just really difficult to kill. It has to be silenced, basically. Alright, Shadow Word Death kills my Tauren Warrior. That's fair. So he's used a Shadow Word Pain and a Shadow Word Death to good effect. Alright, Novice Engineer drops down. I will think for a moment. I could kill it and then be left with a 4-5. That's a bit tame. I'm going to do it though. I'm just going to kill this. I think it's worth passing on 4 points of damage just to get the minion off the board. Nat says hello, Boris plus chat. Hello, Nat. So Poison Seeds is a druid spell. I believe it's 4 mana. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. The effect is destroy all minions, replace them with 2/2 trees. Oh my god, he's going to steal my Acolyte. Ah, damn it, that's annoying. So he's going to get to draw the card off of this. So that was actually really good. Shadow Madnessing an Acolyte is a very annoying thing. So anyway, 4 mana, destroy all minions, replace them with 2/2. I actually don't think it's OP, but I think it's a very important card for druids to have, because basically druids just don't have any way to kill stuff right now, and that's bad. I think every class should have some way of killing things, and a druid's only hard removal is naturalize, which is obviously unreliable at best. So I think it's good that druids have that. You can be a controlled druid deck now, and then like if your opponent plays something disastrous, you can just kill it. It's worth noting that Death Rattles still trigger, so it doesn't really work against things like Cairn, but it's a pretty good answer to Sylvanas, pretty good answer to like Ysera and Ragnaros. And you can also take advantage of it yourself if you have your own minions out, like you're playing a token deck. You can sort of upgrade your tokens. I think it's a fine card. Blue Elf Thunder saying it's not a garbage card, it's not the worst. I agree. I think it's just like a totally 100% fine card. That's not overpowered, it's not underpowered, it's just fine. Alright, is it worth it to Peacekeep this engine? I really don't think it is. Let's just go ahead and whack it like this, pull out Light's Justice, finish it down, play a Yeti, play Crocolisk. Notice I'm not overextending because Holy Nova actually doesn't really kill anything except for my Drake and my Recruit, so this is totally fine against Holy Nova. And otherwise, I'm just getting a huge board the Priest can't deal with. Blue Hot Thunder says, at least it's not Vanish situational. That's a great comparison. See, Vanish is garbage. Poison Seeds actually seems playable without being overpowered. Once it's known what all of the cards are, I want to make a video, just kind of go through my opinion. Probably some of my opinions will be wrong, but it's still a good exercise to, to analyze the cards, make predictions about whether you think they'll be good or bad, and then learn and become a better player if you end up making some wrong predictions. Shadow Madness number 2 is good again. Man, I've played with like 1 copy of Shadow Madness and like had times where it was never good. This guy got 2 really good Shadow Madnesses off. So now he's got 8 cards to my 6 plus a weapon. I kind of go up a card every time I make a recruit though. Panda. Well, that is actually kind of annoying. Truth be told, I can kill it in a variety of ways. I could just put Blessing of Might on my recruit and kill it. I could pop Divine Shield and then use my weapon to kill it, preserving the recruit, but I don't really want to pop this Divine Shield if I don't have to. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the Guardian of... Well, the Guardian of Kings is wasting 2 points of healing. I could actually avoid wasting it if I hit it with the weapon. Alright, we'll do it. So I'm going to do this. This. Guardian of Kings now isn't wasted. And I can put Blessing of Might on this Yeti. That will expose it to Shadow Word Death, though. So we'll hang on to Blessing of Might. We'll use that as removal rather than just putting damage on the opponent. Of course, if it would mean winning the game, then I would certainly use it. So he's got 8 cards. I have 7, 8. I'm actually doing okay on cards. I have a really big lead on the board and life advantage. So he needs some pretty good stuff here in order to survive. He cast a Thought Steal earlier that I don't think he actually used anything from. I don't have any pandas in my deck. Yeah, he has 2 of my cards still. This is pretty tame for a turn 9 play. He's gonna heal it up. Okay, so he's healing himself. He's not even healing the Blade Master because he's got too much pressure on him. Can't afford to heal it up. So my opinion about Avenge is that it depends really highly on whether Blizzard implements the card as it is written. So my main question is, will the secret fire if you have only 1 minion and the opponent kills it? Because according to the card text, the secret should fire. Because it says when a minion dies, not when a minion dies and you have at least 1 other minion on the field. So if it fires, even if you have no targets, then I'd say the card is alright. It's okay. However, if it fires only when you have valid targets, then I think it's amazing. I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out. It's nice that Paladins, like some people said, finally have a good secret. Let's take a look at how much damage we can deal. We can deal 5, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17. So the inner fire on the Scarlet Crusader actually makes a difference. With that said, I am going to go for it. Vengeance. Because, I mean, putting him down to 1 health is kind of a big deal. We're going to go ahead and freeze this guy, his hardest hitting guy. Make a recruit. And he's really got his hands full to not die next turn. Double Holy Nova would probably be the best thing he could have. I mean, that would kill off everything except for 3 of my creatures. Actually, that might not even be enough. Then he could kill off a couple of them. He'd be at 5 health. No, he'd still die to the Yeti plus my weapon. Wow. Double Holy Nova will not save him. It should be over, I think. I'll see. Well, I guess actually... Oh, no, what am I talking about? A Defender of Argus could save him. Defender of Argus potentially could save him, although I do have a lot of power to break through his taunts. I don't know. I think we're doing pretty good. Blue Alt Thunder says, hey, even if it fires with no minions left, it's still better than the other secrets. That's actually true. Well, okay, if it fires with... It's obviously a waste if it fires with no minions left. But yes, even if that is how the card is implemented, it's still a very good secrets. Oh, More Evil makes a great point. I miscommentated. Thank you, More Evil. He had spell power. Double Nova would be 6 damage. It would clear my board. It would heal him back up to 5. He could actually have won the game if he had a Double Nova. Luckily, he didn't have a Double Nova, but I probably should have watched out for that and maybe killed off his Geomancer with, say, a Recruit and my weapon, and then left him at 3 health, which would still have been very threatening, but it would have avoided that out. Very good call. Thank you. So yeah, I think Avenges, even if it's implemented in the less good way, the way that it should be implemented by the text, I think it's very good. You just can't really necessarily play it on turn 1, and you always have there's always a possibility that if your opponent plays mass removal, that it will be wasted. But that's rare enough. I mean, most classes only have like 1, maybe 2 mass removal cards, if any at all. So I think it's fine. And I'm definitely really excited about playing with that card as Paladin. All that Chaz says, hi Boris and every peoples. Hello Chaz, good to see you. Want to make a bit of a strange move. I'm actually going to mulligan Light's Justice. There are things that would make me regret this. Like, let's say if my opponent plays a turn 1 Leper Gnome or Argent Squire. But I don't really want to play that on turn 1. I want to coin out a Crocolisk, then play the Sun Fury Protector. And I don't really have time. Ain't nobody got time for Light's Justice. Plus I got a Truce of a Champion, which is great. That means I don't even need Light's Justice. If I can top deck my Dread Corsair, that would be even better. I only have 1 True Silver and 1 Dread Corsair, so the odds of actually getting that combo are pretty small. He has pretty much the best possible answer to a River Crocolisk, or excuse me, she does, which is a Amani Berserker. It's quite unfortunate. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright, well, I could waste this or I could play a Recruit. I'm actually going to make a Recruit here. I think that's the right call. So now she can use the Berserker to kill the Recruit, but then I can use my Crocolisk to kill the Berserker, which is fine. Or she could ping the Recruit and attack the Crocolisk, but then the Crocolisk lives. Oh no, she has a Shield Bearer! Uh-oh, that's bad. That's bad. She is going all the way aggressive here. She's actually pinging her Berserker. I don't agree with that. I think that's a little too aggressive for my blood. Now I can actually play the Sun Fury Protector, put Taunt on the Crocolisk, and that way I can hold off this Berserker. So how afraid am I? I'm not afraid enough. No, we're not going to do it. We're just going to play this. We're going to bam, bam, Shield Bearer, and then the Berserker should go down next turn unless she plays like Ascension or something and tries to ride this thing all the way to Funky Town. But with the Earthen Ring Farseer and the Guardian, I've got 9 points of healing. So I feel like I should be alright. She's going to Fireball. She's Fireballing my face. She's Fireballing my face. Wow, that is all the way aggressive, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So, in light of the fact that my opponent seems to have this very, very aggressive hand, let's not do True Silver Champion to kill this with. Let's just, do the following. We're going to do this. Argent Protector. This. Swing. And let's use a Sun Fury Protector. Get some tauntage going here. My opponent should not be able to kill me. I've got 4 points of healing here and 6, yeah, that's 10 points of healing. Oh man, this is a really aggressive deck. Good God. Oh my God. Well, I think it's time to play True Silver. I'm actually gonna hit her in the face. I mean, she's representing a lot of burn. So maybe she's bluffing. I don't know. But just in case she's not, I will take her threat seriously. And I'm not hitting her in the face with the True Silver because I want to burn her out. Under normal circumstances, I would have killed Nightblade with it. I am doing it just for the healing. So now I've got this for 6 health. So I've actually healed myself for 3 from the Farseer. 6 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13 points of healing is what I have so far. Alright, she's going to play Arcane Missiles. She doesn't have enough mana left to Fire Blast. Unless these are very lucky missiles, I should be in good shape, and I am. Lovely. This is actually difficult to kill, unfortunately. Never mind, it's totally... Thank you, Blessing of Kings. So let's go ahead and bless up the non-taunty guy that I have. Crocolisk it up over here. And we're gonna hit, and make a recruit. Now she needs a Flame Strike to clear my board, or an Arcane Explosion would clear most of my board. But I've got massive card advantage because she flung a Fireball at my face and played stupidly with her Berserker. She's at 9 health actually because I just whacked her twice with True Silver Champion, and I've been whacking all these minions. And I've got this guy for 6 points of healing. Oh my gosh, she does not have a Flame Strike. That is unfortunate. She's in trouble. Ice Lance? Who plays Ice Lance? I could actually silence it, but then I would also lose the blessing, so that would be kind of silly. Just go ahead and check for Vaporize / Ice Armor. That's not it. I can actually... Okay, no, if I silence this, it'd drop down to 2. She'd go down to 3 health. Down to 2, yeah, okay, so I don't want to play the Justice because it's possible that she will just... This is a mirror entity. So what I'm going to do is play the Sun Fury Protector to check for mirror entity, which it is. Now I'm going to play Senjin, Lights Justice, and now I'm the one trying to burn her out. She does not have a Flame Strike, it would seem, or else she would have used it last turn. Blue Elf Thunder says, I like the new card back. It is actually pretty. It's a pretty card back. I enjoy using it. I think it's prettier than the original. After talking smack about the card backs and how I don't care about them at all. Alright, the Abomination is a desperate move, of course, because, I mean, after it pops, she'll take 2 damage. In fact, I don't even think I need to use my Ironbeak Owl against this Abomination. Hilariously enough, I think I just kill it with my 6/3. Or not even... Oh, yeah, she's gonna ping this? Yeah, she made a smart call pinging this so that when this guy explodes, this thing dies. But I kill it with my 6/2. Senjin lives, this lives. I actually have enough damage, so yeah, this is fine. We'll just do that. I prefer not to show off my extra cards. When I'm winning a game, I prefer to win with what's on the board. Alright, she's giving me a threaten. I don't know why this person is bad-mannering me there. Let me know in the chat if you think I did anything ridiculous that game. I don't think I did. I think really I just watched as she pinged her Berserker instead of killing my minions with it, and then like hit me in the face with that and with Fireball and played Nightblade. I mean, why is she surprised about losing? I don't know. She's mad because she's bad. Anyway, More Evil says, what's everyone's favorite Boris idiom? Mine is when he says, Blood Knight sucks off card with Divine Shield. Ah, that's a pretty good one. Fan favorite for sure. Blue Up Thunder says, Lights, Justice plus Enraged, Spiteful Smith is the dream. Yes, I didn't get any Spiteful Smiths, though. I think I passed one. Unfortunately, I didn't take it.
I will fight with honor.
All that chat says, I think the mages just pissed that she ran out of steam and you had adequate healing. Yeah, wow. I guess that makes sense. It's like, I'm mad that I played terribly and that you had good cards in your deck. Woo! Rocky Logo says, you ruined her aggro, which she found ridiculous, hence bad manners. Yeah, no kidding. Well, anyway, I don't know if this is the same mage or not, Silico, but she does seem to have the Dream Start, turn 1 Mana Worm coin. No, not Mirror Image, it's just a humble leper gnome. Still, Mana Worm is never my favorite thing to face. Let's go ahead and drop this down. We're on the back foot already. Can't wait to play Senjin Shieldmaster on turn 4. All that chat says, you also use True Silver to burn her out, which could be seen as poor play. Ah, I see what you mean. That is true, but I have a reason for that. It wasn't that I was playing badly. It's that I respected her implied threat that she had enough burn to kill me, and therefore I needed the healing. It was for healing, not for... It was like a 4 mana heal 4 over 2 turns. The 8 damage was pretty much incidental there. Alright, so she drops the Imp Master, which is great. That means the Mana Worm didn't grow enough to be able to kill my Acolyte. And now I need to choose very carefully what I'm going to do. I can, of course, use the Acolyte to mop up the Imps, drawing lots of cards that way. I could also Consecrate. That would kill the Imp, almost the Imp Master, drop the Mana Worm down to 1 health, and then I could run in and get a card still. I kind of want to play Sen'jin here. I'm going to take a little risk. I do have Earthen Ring Farseer and Justice and a True Silver Champion in my deck. I feel like I should be able to hold on. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to go ahead and kill the Imp. Get a card. So I'm getting at least 2 cards out of this Acolyte, and I might get 3 if my opponent's not careful. Now, her best play here is Fireball for the Sen'jin, grow the Mana Worm, kill the Acolyte. No, she's going to kill the Sen'jin this way, which I'm fine with because it means her Mana Worm is dead. I'm totally okay with that. Oh my gosh, I am so okay with that. I can't even handle how okay I am. So I'm still above 20 health. The Imp Master, unfortunately, keeps on chugging along, but at least I have Consecration. So now I can, again, Consecrate, which would let me clear her board out and leave me with an Acolyte. Or I could play Twilight Drake. Well, let's hedge our bets. I'm going to go ahead and run in here, get a card. See what I've got. Yeah, let's just Consecrate. This seems fine. I mean, I could wait with Consecration, maybe get more out of it. But look at the situation. She has 5 cards to my 6. I have an Acolyte on the board, which is going to be good for 1 more card unless she plays a Kodo. So I think this is fine. She's actually going to ping this, which is totally fine. I got the full 3 cards out of this. Pretty good, and she plays that. So I have 0 removal here because I used my Consecration. But that should be fine. Let's go ahead and drop Twilight Drake. Boom. And let's do a Loot Hoarder as well. So she needs Polymorph for this Twilight Drake, which is fine. It is a 4-drop after all. So getting a Polymorph on a 4-drop is fine. She's going to play Water Elemental, so no Polymorph here. Here's where I regret not having any Dark Iron Dwarves. That would have been really nice, so I could kill this Water Elemental. Earthen Ring Farseer. Alright, not bad. Okay, I cannot get my True Silver Champion or any sort of removal. This is actually a little bit tricky to play correctly. I think we need to kill this off. The only question is, when I play the Farseer, do I heal myself or do I heal the Drake? I actually will respect this mage. I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. I think it's important to do that. And I'll hold on to this just in case I do top deck a True Silver Champion. So do I play this Taunter just to have it die to the Water Elemental? I think so. Let's just do it. I want to take as little damage as possible. I've got so much card advantage. If my life situation is going to be fine, I'll be able to play these Yetis next turn and just overrun her. Jading says, just finished watching No Epics Part 2. Papa said he was streaming tomorrow at 12:30. Yes, indeed. Alright, so here the Water Elemental still has 4 health. You know, I really should have thought about that. I forgot it would have 4 health. That's kind of unfortunate. But that's okay. Let's just drop our Yetis. Seems fine. Kill the wolf off. And the Yetis will now kill the Water Elemental. We'll have to freeze for a turn, unfortunately, but that's okay. Everything dies to Flame Strike except for the Scarlet Crusader. Mama's Backhand says, Boris, I didn't know you were born in Estonia. Do you speak multiple languages? I speak Russian, quote-unquote, fluently. By quote-unquote, I mean I can understand what you say, and I can tell you that what I had for dinner, but I can't actually have educated conversations about philosophy with you. Alright, so I am frozen, unfortunately. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to keep fighting fair. I'm just going to kill this, kill this. Now, Flame Strike will clear my board, unfortunately, because she can ping off the Scarlet Crusader, but I have so many cards it almost doesn't even matter. She could Flame Strike here. She'd have 3 cards to 5 still. I'm okay with it. Mind Control attack. Boy, that happens a lot. That really happens a lot. That was a pretty good turn. Pretty good turn for the old opponent here, gotta say. Blessing of Might, though, I'm not going to complain about. So let's go ahead and put Blessing of Might here. Kill this thing here. Turn on Wind Fury here. Kill this thing here. Kill this here. There. Do I play an Amani Berserker? Is the Flame Strike to be 2 cards to 3, but one of them is an Ironbeak Owl? Yeah, let's actually wait. This is enough that she should play Flame Strike anyway. And I don't want a top deck Flame Strike to lose me the game. She's going to Arcane Intellect. Okay, so she goes up a card. She's fishing for that Flame Strike. Blizzard would do as well. Oh my gosh. She could actually win now just because she went up so many cards. If she has a Flame Strike later on, I'm just not going to deal that much damage to her, unfortunately. Still waiting for my Justice. Finishes off the Yeti because it hits harder. Fair enough. Now it's actually a pretty even situation. Oh, no Mission Inventor. God, how much I love you. So I draw a card. Still waiting for Justice and Frost Elemental Sunwalker. Also good. This will eat a Polymorph, but the problem is I have no way of baiting out Polymorph in this deck. I just have no way. There's like this, Frost Elemental, and Justice. That's it. Like anything else, she's just not going to Polymorph. People are talking about when I came to the U.S. I was 6.5 years old when my parents moved us to Columbus, Ohio. Does she have a secret? She actually seems to. Yes, she does. Well, at least my recruit got to live. That's cool. Frost Elemental. Good times. Okay, let's check for Vaporize and stuff. It's an Ice Barrier. Okay, no problem. Alright, we need to kill this Knife Juggler, so we'll do this. And let's do this. I'm just gonna freeze the Gurubashi for now. Make a recruit and a Berserker. She really seems not to have a Flame Strike. So, alright, let's say she Flame Strikes here. One of these guys will actually live. She can only ping off one of them. And then she'll have one card left to my 3. I think I'm in good shape here. Stormwind Champion's a pretty good card, though. Man, she's got some good endgame, even though she doesn't have the Flame Strike. She could win through that alone. Well, let's look at the situation now. I've got 5, 7, 11, 12, 15, 19 damage. She's at 24 health. I think it's actually too risky to do. She'd have 5 health left, and she could clear a lot of my board out if she got a Flame Strike. I think I need to fight fair, unfortunately. So, okay, here's how we do it. True Silver Champion. Throw the Berserker away. And Stormwind Champion. There we go. The Gurubashi, if she pings it, she can kill my Sunwalker. I'm not a super big fan of that. But I could silence it. Then I don't have a silence in case she plays a taunt. That's alright, I think it's actually worth it. So now this is just a 2/7. Kind of dumb, you know. And we swing for a fair amount of damage. Okay, so if she goes one more turn without top decking Flame Strike, now she's dead. With a Flame Strike, she can clear my board. It'll be a top deck war. And she'll have to lose this guy. Well, she won't lose this guy. She'll have to use him to finish off my Sunwalker. She doesn't have Flame Strike though. Once again, so does she have a Defender of Argus to give these guys taunt? Nope. She has Ice Lance. Who plays Ice Lance? That's 2 mages in a row. It's just a vanilla Ice Lance. All right. Sweet dog, ladies and gentlemen. A few people are noting that was basically a turtle. Or as I like to call it, the big dumb beast. There are some cards in Hearthstone that are so bad they don't even deserve to be referred to by their proper names. There's the stupid monkey and the big dumb beast. Alright, that was a pretty good game. We actually faced 2 mages and a priest. The priest went down easy. The mages, it was a little tough, but the mages also went down, so pretty good. Pretty good time here in this arena so far. Let's see if we can go any further. I was telling one person yesterday, I am on a super hot streak right now in Hearthstone, so either today is going to be like amazing, or it's just going to be terrible. Hopeless Meat says, maybe there's a new Icelands meta we're missing. Yeah, maybe. Sure hope not. Sick of these meta changes, like the stampeding Kodos and the mind control texts are exciting enough for me. Alright, no turn 1 play for me, unfortunately. Rocky Logo says, if you get Frostbolt or Water Elemental, Ice Lance can be valuable, but it usually still sucks and it's better in Constructed. Yes, in Constructed it actually is pretty crazy. You can, like, build a burn deck with it. Alright, he's going to drop out a Bloodsail Raider, which is fine-ish. Of course, Paladins getting minions on the board is always unfortunate. Blue El Thunder says, Trump found a use for the turtle in one of his druid arenas. What did he do? I'm very, very curious. I don't actually watch Trump anymore. More Evil says, that was me. Way to remember your fans. I knew. I just don't often like to say people's names, just in case they would prefer to have things be private. But yes, More Evil messaged me in Hearthstone yesterday, and mentioned, or that was the person to whom I mentioned that I would either be really great today or suck terribly. All right, so here I think we need to consecrate. Unfortunately, I'd love to play Senjin. That seems a bit foolhardy though. It's probably just gonna die. Although if the Senjin just dies, well then I can consecrate next turn, right? Yeah, let's play Senjin. Let's see. Well, man, okay. If he puts Blessing of Kings on something, it'll have enough health to survive consecration. No, it won't. It'll be 5 health. -3 is 2. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I think this is okay. Okay, so Trump made the big dumb beast effective by giving it taunt. Fair enough. Fair enough. I still wouldn't be excited to play that because, you know, just a single silence or polymorph or anything would make it would make it useless again.
I wonder.
Senjin Shieldmaster. Well, that'll die to consecration. Is he gonna throw stuff in and kill my guy? He's gonna use the recruit ice. I set up a conga line with the wolf to do it. Very smart. That wolf is really the pain in my existence, isn't it? Alright, we're gonna play Scarlet Crusader and a recruit. I think it's better to put 2 of these guys out than just to put 1 Yeti. We'll see if the Scarlet Crusader can ever hit the Senjin, bringing it down to consecration levels. Chaz notes that it's pretty decent in late game top deck wars because it will usually eat 2 cards. That's true. That is actually true because it's just so hard to kill, but it's still pounding away for 2 damage. And a few folks are noticing that, of course, Polymorph makes everything useless, so it's not a particularly great argument on my part, which is totally fair. So, okay, here's a crazy story. I don't know why I'm telling this, but, you know, if you guys want to know what's going on in my life. Basically, yesterday, a crazy person in Madison, on the east side, stabbed, like, 3 of his neighbors, and police had to come to the scene. They actually shot the crazy dude, and he's in the hospital, and I think like 1 of the 3 people survived with injuries, but like the other 2, but everyone else, including the crazy dude, died. Anyway, the reason I'm telling this story, the apartment where this happened was where my girlfriend used to live. And the crazy guy who did the stabbings, he would like bang on her walls in the middle of the night and yell obscenities at her. Chaz asks, was it Paul Ryan? Please let it be Paul Ryan. No, it was unfortunately not Paul Ryan. I'm sorry to disappoint. It was just some crazy guy who was schizophrenic, and like the landlord kept promising her that he was evicting him, but the landlord was just straight up lying, and then the guy went up and stabbed a bunch of people. So now hopefully that landlord is going to get his due, because my girlfriend ended up having to move out because she like literally feared for her safety. It was bizarre. Alright, so here, what do we do? Do we consecrate? Do we just play this guy? Let's just play this guy. This seems good. He's a 6 health thing. It's gonna, and I get the full heal, so it's gonna be difficult for the opponent to deal with him. Now, Mama's Backhand notes, you could have consecrated, cleared his board, then played the Berserker on a clear board. Yes, that is true. I'm just holding out hope that I'll be able to play Consecration later for something even better. But I admit that it is risky what I'm doing here, because the longer I go without consecrating it, the higher the likelihood that time is just going to pass this Consecration by. Well, he's going to play Core Hound, which is a 10-6. And now I can actually kill my Justice using the last tick, or the second to last tick of his thing. So yes, I am paying for my insolence, not using Consecration while I had the chance. Now I've got this 10-6 to deal with. So what we have to do here is play a Yeti, a Recruit, and give him Taunt, so that this Core Hound doesn't murderate me. The good news is if he uses this to kill the Yeti, then it'll be at 2 health, and then it will die to Consecration. So even with the help of Sword of Justice, the Core Hound is still bad because of how weak it is. Blue Elf Thunder says, that is a grim story, really morbid. Yeah, so she moved out. She, like, helped the guy, the landlord, who turned out to be a total jerk, find new tenants. Then they moved out, and then the people who moved in after them are the people who got stabbed. Alright, so we got an outdoor Peacekeeper for my Yeti. He's preserving a bunch of health on his Corehound, which is unfortunate because now it's going to be really difficult for me to kill it. Oh my gosh, this is terrifying. Light's Justice, are you helpful? Not particularly. Not particularly. Good lord. I just have this one taunting recruit. And I can't kill enough stuff. I clearly should have consecrated earlier. Well, I need to kill this because I obviously can't let him draw any cards. So that's the #1 priority. So we're going to play consecration. Oh man, I do want to kill this Corehound though because it hits so hard. Ah man, we're going to have to play Light's Justice. I'm sorry, I need to do this. I need to kill this thing off. I'm going to get hit for 10 by the Corehound. But that, as they say, is life. So I've got these two things which can trade into the Corehound, hopefully. Oh, hey, I totally forgot about the fact that I have a Kobold Geomancer. Oh my gosh. Bobo points out that Kobold Consecrate, and Rocky Logo found this as well, could have actually let me clear the board with the help of the weapon, which is totally true. So that's probably like one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life, is just forgetting about the Kobold Geomancer in my hand. Is he going to go all the way for the face? He is, so he seems to think that he can kill me, which I don't blame him for, because he can destroy my weapon. Alright. Blue Hell Thunder says you had spell damage with Consecrate. Why not use with Consecrate? Yes, you are not the first person to comment on that. That is a total fact. Well, you know, we were talking about, you know, my girlfriend's apartment, having people get stabbed in it, so hopefully we can all forgive Papa Boris for a little bit of a slip. Anyway, this game is actually pretty much over. I can kill the Corehound, and then the other thing has hit me for 8. We'll play on a little bit. I can silence this, but it's still hitting for 9. It's not like it's that big of a deal. So, yeah, this is still the greatest total amount of damage that I'm removing from the earth. And I will now play this owl just to have a creature on the board. So yes, I had spell damage. I could have used Kobold Geomancer plus Consecration to clear his board out with the help of the weapon. And he's got a Consecration himself. We'll give him a well played. That was a mistake. Probably I would have lost anyway. But still, I should have done it to have a chance. And then that Corehound plus the Sword of Justice, plus it was the Peacekeeper. Because if the Corehound had hit the Yeti, and the Yeti was at full strength, then the Consecration would have killed the Corehound. It was the fact that he basically used the Peacekeeper as a heal 3 on the Corehound. It's like an Earthen Ring Farseer, pretty much exactly the same. A 3/3 that healed for 3 damage. That made my Consecration less good. Well, anyway, that's a lesson, folks. Hopefully you learn from my mistakes, that you can avoid them in the future. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. When you have spell damage, remember to think about it. And it's a 3rd mage, so just because I beat 2 mages before does not mean I want more mages game. Ugh. Okay, so Blessing of Kings, you don't keep that in your opening hand. That's definitely not good. It's unfortunate how I ended up with no 1-drops in this deck. I never saw any Infiltrators, never saw any Argent Squires. I really would have liked some. Alright, we're going to pass the turn. Hopefully the mage passes the turn as well. We can play our best 2-drop in the game here. Please pass the turn. Thank you. No Mana Worms this time. Although I did beat the Mana Worm. Still always nice not to have to deal with the Mana Worm. Depending on what she does here, the Acolyte could be good. Next turn, or perhaps the Farseer, just to put a bigger body out. Blue Hell Thunder says no 5-drops. ... Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think I had a Spiteful Smith in there that I passed on for some reason, but... Alright, so what do you do here? The Acolyte, I don't actually want to give her, because if this is a mirror entity, I don't want her to have an Acolyte. That would give her 2 cards. But then again, it would let me enrage this thing. Then she'd run the Acolyte in for a 2nd card, ping it off to death. Yeah, it doesn't really work out very well. I can give her one of these, but the Berserker can't kill it. Oh, balls. What is the right way to do this? Alright, well, let's attack. Okay, so luckily it's not a mirror entity, it's a Vaporize. So she used a 3-mana spell to kill a 2-mana minion. That's something I'm fine with. We're going to play the Acolyte here. Rocky Logo asks, would you pick a 1-drop to get at least 1 over another good card? Blue Hell Thunder responds, depends. Yeah, it really depends on the situation, but I will, to avoid giving a cop-out answer, say yes, I would. I value them highly enough. We're going to draw a card here. And I think I'm just going to play True Silver Champion and kill this Dalaran Mage. Much as I like the idea of keeping this around so that I have this like battery to get cards off with the Acolyte, getting 2 cards off the Acolyte is a triumph on its own right. So I don't really want to get greedy here. My friend Dan says, "Hi, Boris." Hi, Dan. How's it going? My opponent plays a Mad Bomber, which you should almost never play against an Acolyte of Pain. Nor should you ever play Arcane Missiles against an Acolyte. Why would you do that? Oh, geez, that's unbelievable. Because the bombs can hit the Acolyte and give your opponent extra cards. That is crazy. I cannot believe what has just happened here. Wow. Well, I can actually heal this Acolyte up, but that seems a little bit silly. Let's keep it simple, keep it safe. Let's just, you know, do this. Actually, wait, why don't I heal this? What's the reason not to heal this Acolyte? There's really none. Let's just heal it up. And we're a ways away from Flame Strikes still, so let's just play a Crocolisk. Compared to a Recruit, it's an extra 1 power, 2 toughness, and I have such card advantage against my opponent now, I might as well throw it down. I was just checking the lag between writing to you in the stream. It's about 5 seconds. Ah, good to know. That's better than it sometimes is. Tongue face. Alright, what the hell just happened? Did he play Cone of Cold, or was that a Frost Nova? Frost Nova, Ice Lance. Okay, so I got another card off the Acolyte. What is going on? She concedes. I don't even understand. I don't even understand. Rocky Logo said, "Ouch, Mage! Wow, such noob." Getting some dogi talk going on, and yes, I know different people pronounce that word differently, but I pronounce it dogi. Healing Acolyte BM. I don't think that was bad manners. I will defend myself. I think that was a reasonable play because that could have gotten me even more than 3 cards off the Acolyte. Boba asks, "She's trying to make you overdraw?" Yeah, I don't think so. I think she was just bad. Oh my god! Hopeless Meat says, Ice Lance meta. That is the 3rd mage. We're 3 for 3. Mages with the Ice Lances. Lol, Rufflecopter. That match was YouTubeable, says Chaz. Oh my gosh, what a game. What a game. The Isthmus crossword had Dogi as an answer last week. I thought of you. Good times. It's better go to YouTube. All right, I'm making a promise. I'm making a promise. This is going to YouTube. This is going to YouTube. Even if I lose the next 2 games, it's going to YouTube. So if you're watching it on YouTube, just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean that this went well. It's going to YouTube. That mage was something special. Rocky Logo says, "I would concede too if I drafted such shitty cards when drunk." Good God. All right, now that I got a 3-drop, I will just go ahead and coin. And I'm going to play... Man, this is tough. I'm going to play the Geomancer, even though it wastes the spell damage. I apparently don't remember the spell damage anyway. The risk is that he now plays a 2-3, and I can't kill it, but I do die to it. Or Mad Bomber. That makes me regret things as well. Luckily, I get lucky this time. I don't lose out on like the 26% odds. It's like only like I think it's like a 26% chance. Don't quote me on this. 26% chance, I believe, that a Mad Bomber will kill a 2 toughness minion. I've had that blast me quite a few times. But this time, I actually get to kill the Mad Bomber, so hooray. Alright, what are you thinking about? Silence? There's usually nothing you could do. Wisp. Blessing of Might, not relevant. We play Sunfire Protector. Now I might be like, Boris, why are you playing a Sunfire Protector? Why not play a Recruit? Well, I think that the extra power is actually relevant. So I don't want to miss out on that. Now, a 3-drop here like a Scarlet Crusader would be very annoying. Or a Harvest Golem. Like they always are. But, barring those particular cards, I think I should be fine here. We have some good 4-drops coming down the pike. Now, one reason in favor of playing a Reinforcement is that then Blessing of Might could be used on it without remorse. But I really want to play this next turn and this the turn after that. Oh my gosh, he has another Mad Bomber. This person drafted at least 2 Mad Bombers. And he's going to put a Power Word Shield on it so it doesn't die. Touché. So do you use a Blessing of Might here to get that thing to go down? Life's Justice doesn't quite cut it. I mean, if I play this guy, it just dies. Yeah, we're going to do it. And what's kind of nifty is this thing actually, well, it dies. Actually, that was not nifty at all. That was just probably stupid. It just died. I threw 2 cards away at a Mad Bomber. I get a card back with this Recruit. But, yeah, yep, if I'd played the Recruit last turn, I'd be in much better shape, because I still could have killed the Mad Bomber, but I'd have the Sunfree Protector in my hand. Blue Out Thunder says, Boris, what situation would you consider picking Iceland? That's a great question. Well, let's imagine that you're drunk and someone has a gun to your head. Then I think Iceland's is a pretty reasonable move. Other than that, never. I don't mean to. Sorry, I realized I just sounded like a glib asshole. Seriously, never. I never want to take Ice Lance. I don't care how many Frost Bolts I have, how many Blizzards I have, how many Cones of Cold I have. I don't actually want to take Ice Lance. Chew Tobacco Rag asks, Cleave, Execute, or Slam 11th pick currently only removal is Heroic Strike and Deathwing. Wow, it's a good question. I'd go for Slam myself. If you guys feel free to help my friend Dan if you have any thoughts. I would go for the Slam that draws a card, and then it works really well if you get another Execute later. Execute by itself can be kind of sucky, and Cleave is dicey. It doesn't always really work. Alright, let's draw a card. Consecration. I'm going to hit him in the face. I've got a True Silver Champion in here that I might draw, and really I doubt that I'm going to get to use all 3 of those ticks productively. Hopeless Meat says, Ice Lances and Mad Bombers. This is what happens when the game goes mobile. Yeah, that is pretty amusing, I have to say. Alright, we're going to take a little chance here. I'm going to play Senjin. I'm going to put a Divine Shield on him. Now, the reason I'm saying I'm taking a chance is, hey, what's his face? Shadow Word Pain would actually kill this and waste my Divine Shield. But I'm willing to take that chance. He's already used Shadow Word Pain. Hopefully he doesn't have another one. Blue Up Thunder says, Deathwing is kind of extreme for removal. But hey, it counts. It counts. He's going to silence my Senjin. Whoa! My goodness! I bet this person's on this person's like 100% guaranteed on an iPad, and he just like mismoved his finger or something. Oh my gosh! Wow, I'm at 4-1, and someone just did that. That's kind of incredible. I can't quite believe it. If he plays another minion, I'm totally consecrating next turn. No, he's gonna heal up. Okay. Wow, that was. I mean, he threw away silence. I mean, really, let's be honest. The mistake is that he played with silence. That's just such a bad card. But it is pretty remarkable there what just happened. Okay. Let's think, do I play this and this, or do I just get this one big dude down? If I play this and he has Shadow Word Death, I'd be very sad. But otherwise, I would rather have him. These guys do both survive Holy Nova. Okay, we're going to do this. Let's play around Shadow Word Death a little bit. Let's kill this thing. Let's kill this thing. Pass the turn. Holy Misclick Batman, says Blue Elf Thunder. He must be raging right now. Yeah, he just threw away a card for absolutely nothing. Then again, I don't know why he was using Silence in the first place. Why not use Spellbreaker? If he had a Spellbreaker, he should have just used the Spellbreaker right away. It's so much better than Silence if you actually have a target for it. Kind of weird that he even wanted to... It's kind of weird that he drafted a Silence. Kind of weird that he even used it in that situation. We are not facing a super strong 4-1 player here. He's going to play Shadow Madness, which... well, this wasn't the perfect... Actually, what is he doing? He should have Shadow Madness my Senjin. Then he could have killed the Senjin and the Pirate. Now he just only killed one creature and damaged one. That was just stone cold blunder. I am kind of in disbelief. Yikes. This person is really making some pretty flagrant misplays. Oh man, do I play this guy? I just really feel like he's got a Shadow Word Death. I just feel like he's got it. But then again, now if I Yeti and recruit it, Holy Nova is really great. Okay, so we'll do this. Heal up, pass the turn. He can play Shadow Word Death. And then I'm still up on cards, so I should be okay. Shaz says maybe he misclicked again and stole the wrong guy. That is actually a pretty good theory. At least he got the correct target for the Frost Elemental. That would have been funny if he didn't. Alright, I'm going to counter Frost Elemental him. This is pretty cool. So that my guy has time to unfreeze and kill his guy. We're going to swing, swing. And I'm going to sit tight on this Light's Justice. He's got a lot of health. It seems kind of silly to hit him. Blue Up Thunder notes, Mass Dispel will have more value than when the new cards get here. That's probably true, with all the the Death Rattle stuff. Rocky Logo asks, why can I never find these people in the arena? Yeah, I'll just say the same thing I always say, which is if you play enough, you're going to see everything at some point. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy. So let's see. I can deal 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage. If I had hit him last turn with my weapon, I would actually be winning right now. Ugh. Alright, well, we'll do this. And we'll do the Yeti. Now, if he plays Mind Control, then so be it.
For justice.
The nice thing is that he can't heal, because this thing stops his healing from working. And he doesn't have Mind Control anyway. Now, Hopeless Meat points out, Ancient Watcher Silence combo. Yeah, the guy had a 0 mana silence. This thing could have been a Chillwind Yeti if he hadn't wasted a silence for no reason. So that was some pretty bad play by the opponent. Blue Elf Thunder says, so that's why he has all the silence. Ancient Watcher. Yeah, I think he went a little crazy with the Ancient Watcher. And again, when he misclicked with the silence, I think his mistake was not the misclick, but using silence in the first place. He should have just used the Spellbreaker and saved the silence for later in case he got the Ancient Watcher, which ended up happening. Anyway, that was some pretty awful play. Kind of surprised that he did that badly. But yeah, play Hearthstone, people. Play Hearthstone. You'll find these opponents. I'm not special. This, by the way, is proof that your MMR in Constructed has no bearing on who you play in the arena. Like, I have a pretty good MMR in Constructed, and this is what I'm getting in the arena. Alright, I am going to keep Kobold Geomancer and Consecration, because it's the only master removal that I have. And I will remember that I have a Kobold Geomancer here to help make Consecration better. Oh wow, Hammer of Wrath, nice to see you. Chew Tobacco Rag says, how many Auctioneers would you want before you take Silence over otherwise playable cards? It doesn't matter. I still don't want to take Silence. I would not want to take enough Auctioneers to make Silence a playable card, in my opinion. Because Auctioneer is a 4/4 for 5 mana. I mean, it's so conditional. You only really want to play it if you're pretty dang sure that you're going to be able to get some cards off of it. Rocky Logo puts forward a situation. The pick is Silence, Young Dragon, Hawk, Wisp. Well, I will take a Silence, but the thing is, I'm not taking a Silence there because I have a Gadgeton Auctioneer. I'm just taking Silence there because that's the only playable card in that pack. That's what's happening right there. Is it worth it to take a Geomancer? I think I'm actually going to hang on to the Geomancer. I mean, I do have 2 spells here, so putting this down to be killed just seems a little bit silly. Even though if he makes a Recruit and I had the Geomancer, I could actually kill the Recruit. Alright, Tauren Warrior is fine. Totally fine. I can Hammer of Wrath or True Silver Champion. I think a True Silver Champion is the correct play because while Hammer of Wrath gives you a card, this gives you a weapon in the hand, and I think that's actually better than having the card. I'd rather have this out here so I can kill stuff without having to pay mana. Especially because I've got this Recruit out now. If he plays a Senjin or a Yeti, I got the weapon, I can kill those off too without having to spend any mana. Draw my own Yeti. Be rockin'. Alright, he's going to play a Recruit, which is good, so he's not got anything good. Ooze is the only card I'm afraid of in the entire world, and he's going to play that thing. Alright, fair enough. So, I don't have any Blood Knights to suck off this thing. I can play Loot Hoarder and this. Farseer. I think I will actually do that. So let's go ahead and ping off the Divine Shield. True Silver that. Waste a little bit of the healing. And Loot Hoarder. So I'm trying to put as much on the board as I can. Oh my gosh, the chat is hilarious. People are talking about Young Dragonhawk. It can kill a Magma Rager. Lots of uses for Dragonhawk. My opponent turn 1 Rockbiter weapon versus my face will be a good game. See guys, my friend Danny's also playing some scrubs. Play Hearthstone. You'll see the scrubs, guaranteed. Alright, there it is. There it is. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. I could Peacekeep this, but even better, we're going to go ahead and Geomance. Hammer of Wrath deals 4 damage. Card advantage. Well, the Azure Drake drew him a card, but my Hammer of Wrath drew me a card, so we're doing pretty good here. Young Dragonhawk plus Blessing of Kings. Oh my god. Stampede and Kodo, are you goddamn kidding me? Oh my lord, on a friggin' pony. Oh, Jesus H. Butternut squash, Christ. Well, that happened. Is it worth peacekeeping this thing? I don't actually think it is. Let's check for, oh my god, it's not Noble Sacrifice. Well, the most likely now is, it's not Eye for an Eye either, the most likely now is Repentance. Which sucks, because then the Kodo will actually get to kill it. Oh, no, that's bad. That's bad. Well, let's not throw my Taunter away. I'm going to throw away a Yeti to Repentance. Because it hits harder. It hits harder. So the Recruit can now finish off the Kodo, assuming the Kodo doesn't get buffed. Whereas if I'd played Senjin, I'd not only would I lose one of my few Taunters, but it wouldn't actually deal enough damage to the Kodo to let the Recruit finish it off. Oh my gosh. He's actually going to kill my Farsh. He's going to leave the 4-1 alive. Is he going to Consecrate here or something? Elven Archer? No, he's going to play Follow the Rules. You know, if I got an Owl, that'd be so great. I could actually silence this thing. Oh, jeez, this is bad. This is getting ugly. This is getting ferocious. No Owl for Papa Boris. Okay. We need to play this so that the Acolyte can't go to town on my stuff. Do I play Consecration, giving the Acolyte 2 cards? I'd rather not, thanks. But I do want to play as much as I can onto the board, so we're just going to do this and this. And we're going to kill off his Kodo. Alright, this is getting pretty nasty. He's got 7 cards to my 7, but this Acolyte is good for at least a card. Maybe more if he can silence or otherwise kill this engine. Blue Elf Thunder says, imagine Avenge. Yeah, that would have been great for him, but then at least my Yeti would have had 5 health. I don't know, it would have been kind of even, I think. It's close. This is a pretty tense game. I've got a little bit of a life lead, but that's it, pretty much. I've got my big dude, but the battle cry is totally wasted, so I'm overpaying for a 5-6. I'd rather honestly just play the Yeti and like a Recruit than play this guy. Consecration? I've already used my Geomancer, so the Consecration's bad against what he has. He has a Quality, which, okay, could have been worse. So he kills this and gets a card. He gets a card up. Well, he went a card down for the Equality, so that's about even. I'm okay with this. Pretty okay with it. Novice Engineer gives him a card, but I'll kill it with my Recruit. Chew Tobacco Rag asks, did you think about playing the Peacekeeper into that trap instead of the Yeti? Yes, but I really didn't want to waste the Peacekeeper's ability. So now he gets to kill the Berserker. Is it worth it to Consecrate here? You know what? Let's just friggin' Consecrate. Let's just friggin' do it before any more time passes. So I could make the... I'm going to make an Acolyte here. I think it's really important to get cards, and the fact that I can put an extra Recruit on the field makes the Acolyte play even better. More Evil says, Avenge means hero power will be even better. That's true. Is he going to Hammer of Wrath my Acolyte? Okay, so we each get a card. Chuchabakarag thinks that it would not have been a waste to play the Peacekeeper there. I don't know. I'm really happy to have the Peacekeeper right now. Really, really happy. So, for example, case in point, this would not be happening if I had played the Peacekeeper earlier. Now, do I play the Yeti and a Recruit, or do I play the Sunwalker here? Let's go for the Sunwalker. So now my opponent's in a lot of trouble. He can deal 4 damage to this Ventrico Mercenary against the Sunwalker to ping off the Divine Shield, but then he can't play more minions. Chaz asks a question. I was thinking about the Owl yesterday. Would it be better if it were a 1-2 instead of a 2-1? That's a good question. I think that... Oh gosh, it's close. I think I'd probably hate it less if it were a 1-2, but I would still think it was a bad card. It's really close, though. It's a very good question. Whether the Owl would be better as a 2-1 instead of a 1-2. Alright, so do we put Blessing of Kings on the Sunwalker, just go all out? I think so, might as well. Well, hang on. If I put Blessing of Kings on this Acolyte's still here. I'm basically gambling that it doesn't have a silence effect. Why don't we just spread out our eggs a little bit? Let's do this. This. He's gonna run this into my Sunwalker, but I don't want to waste 5 damage. So we'll do this. This and this. Oh, I get to attack with my Recruit as well. Okay, so now my opponent can finally kill off his Ventrico and actually play more minions, but I've got a lot of beef on the board here. He's at 12 health. Chaz says, Trump is a saying that's perfect for that. The benefit of not playing Peacekeeper is that you have Peacekeeper in your hand. Of course, there's always a risk that you'll keep something too long. The counter saying, remember, is a good option now is better than the best option later. But there is definitely an advantage to having the Peacekeeper in your hand. Alright, he consecrates here. That clears most of my board. The Flesh-Eating Ghoul gets quite large. Does he have anything else for 2 mana? He's got a secret. Oh, that's actually really strong, that secret. Probably Noble Sacrifice. Which makes it harder for me to kill him. Oh my god, Light's Justice, you are perfect. So let's go ahead and fish out the Noble Sacrifice.
For justice.
It's not Noble Sacrifice. Rafflecopter. It's actually a redemption. Wow. That is remarkable. Well, let's put this thing down. Just hold up against the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, make a recruit. I'm actually just going to swing for 9. I mean, I'm going for the kill here. I'm not even going to pause for that Flesh-Eating Ghoul. I think I can get the kill. Oh man, he had the heal. And a Blessing of Might, so that redemption really helped. Now he's going to get to kill my thing, and the Flesh-Eating Ghoul now gets to kill one of my other things, and he gets to live, because I can only deal 4, 5, 6 damage, so this guy helped him survive. I don't think I have much by way of reach in this deck either. Frost Elemental, though, that's awesome. Okay, so we'll do this. Make a recruit. I'm going to kill off his recruit with Light's Justice. We're going to swing, a ling, and we're threatening lethal once again. Blue Out Thunder notes, Avenge would have been good here too. Yeah, Avenge, apparently. Pretty good card. Pretty good card. Akium says, I love the move of dropping the Merc's attack to 1. That is one of the most brutal things that could ever happen to a human being, is having a Ventricle Mercenary get peace kept. It's just ugly. And this game is over. Is he going to concede? No, he isn't. Okay. Oh, no, he is. GG. Oh, boy. So, More Evil says, I don't get the Novice nerf. So we're still talking about this. You know, that Novice nerf left a deep wound. For those of you who don't know, Novice Engineer used to be a 1-2 that drew a card, instead of a 1-1 that draws a card. Yeah, that is like probably more than any other nerf that has ever happened in Hearthstone. That one still sticks with me. And it's like, man, what was the point of that? I mean, Blizzard said they had data that everybody was playing Novice Engineer. But to be totally honest, you know, Blizzard has said in the past, like, you know, just because somebody plays a card a lot doesn't mean that it needs to get changed. They use that to defend their decision not to nerf Harvest Golem. And they've pretty much implicitly used that to not nerf Unleash the Hounds. They're like, well, yeah, everybody plays it, but, you know, the metagame is so versatile, yada yada. There are decks to counter Unleash the Hounds. So, like, the Novice Engineer, yeah, everybody played it. But, like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. So, I still believe that they shouldn't have nerfed it. I think it was better to have it in the game and to have everybody playing with it than to take it out of the game completely. Bronchiologo says, now everyone plays Loot Hoarder. I mean, yeah, you play Loot Hoarder, you play Blood Mage. Hunters, you know, play Tracking. It's just really not actually improving any of the situations. Alright, I'm going to make a little bit of an odd move here. I'm going to do this. And I'm not going to put a Divine Shield on it. We're just going to make a recruit. My plan here is this. My opponent is a turn away from True Silver, Consecration, or Hammer of Wrath. This is very difficult for a Paladin to deal with. And if he throws both of his things into this, that means I'm left with a recruit, and he doesn't have a recruit, and I'm pretty happy about that.
Reporting for duty.
He's got a secret. Alright, so is he going to kill my recruit so that my guy is turned into the secret? I think he is. So that is almost 100% Noble Sacrifice. So this is where I will put a Divine Shield on. Just in case it isn't Noble Sacrifice, let's run into this... Oh, no, wait. If it's a Redemption... Oh, God. Okay, we're going to go ahead and run into the Recruit. But no, it is a Noble Sacrifice. So now he can play Consecration and be left with a pair of 1/1s. Yeah, some people are talking now in the chat about the Defender of Argus. I 100% agree with the Defender of Argus nerf. I mean, that was pretty much, like, uncontroversial, in my opinion. It was a card that was that had just way too high stats for what it did, and making it a 2/3 is totally reasonable. Shattered Sun Cleric, totally reasonable nerf. I would never argue against that. But the Novice Engineer is just like, what are you doing, Blizzard? Why? Why you do that thing? Blessing of Kings, man, I have to confess, I am getting some pretty timely top decks. Let's not put all of the eggs in one basket. Let's go ahead and spread the love out a little bit. Kill the Fen Creeper. Swing by. So we have a 6/3 and a 3/5. He has 5 cards in his hand. I have 5 cards in my hand, but my board's way better. Warsong Commander Blue Elf Thunder Notes. That's another nerf that was totally justified. I mean, it's just one of those things where, like, Blizzard's made some nerfs in Hearthstone where I'm like, I love the way this card used to be. It's much weaker now, and I'm still glad you nerfed it. Like, I still think it was the correct decision to nerf the card. But Novice Engineer was just really baffling. Alright, so here, my opponent had a very strong turn, honestly. I could play Sunwalker, but that is just asking for trouble. I could play Sunwalker and kill the Questing Adventurer, but I think we need to Consecrate. Man, I hate this. I hate doing this, but it's gotta happen. So we're gonna Consecrate. And I'm not gonna leave the Questing Adventurer alive, we're just gonna kill him. Still get to make a Recruit, which is nice. So the smoke is cleared, he's up to play, I've got life advantage, and I'm up, you know, 2 cards in my hand against him. So this is pretty good. Wow, he's got Hogger. Well, that definitely catches things up, because he's going to get at least 2 nulls out of that thing. Oh my god, I just used Consecration. That's unfortunate. That is unfreaking fortunate. Alright, we're going to do this for more cards, and we're going to do this. Oh man, this is ugly. So he's going to have 2 taunting nulls. It's really difficult for me to get at Hogger. I could kill him, though. Potentially. If he doesn't kill my Recruit, I can use this to kill 1 null, Scarlet Crusader to kill the other, Blessing of Might on the Recruit, kill Hogger. It's possible. If I get Truce Over Champion, I could also kill him. Man, Hogger. Pretty good card. He was like so far behind this game, but this is if there ever was a case of somebody winning with a Legendary. If my opponent wins this game, he just won it off of a Legendary. Which is okay, because Legendaries are pretty rare, and you know, it's important for fun things to happen. He has a very good follow-up. He heals up, puts a big minion down. He gets to kill off all my shit, and I'm in a lot of trouble now. Is he going to kill the Recruit? That's what I'm wondering. Is he going to kill the Recruit? Or is he going to hit my face? Yes, he hit my face! Oh my gosh. If you play badly, it doesn't matter how many Legendaries you get, ladies and motherfucking gentlemen. That was a very bad play. He should have killed one of my creatures, but instead, he didn't, so now he loses the game. Well, possibly. So now, Sunwalker, he can ping off the Divine Shield, use this to kill it, I'd be left with 2 health, then my Gnomish Mentor can finish it off. But it's just 1 minion. I could play more minions if I did like this. Yes, we're going to play more minions. More minions is better than less, I think. He's only got 2 cards. I want to have as much stuff on the board as possible to maximize my chances of breaking through his stuff. Blue Elf Thunder Notes Blood Imp, they could have kept it as a 1/1. That's a good question. It's a good question. Okay, I'm going to be very bitter here. I just hate the Blood Imp so much. I'm glad they turned it into unplayable trash, just so people stop playing with it. So, I'm okay. I'm okay with what they did to the Blood Imp. But I can see that, yes, probably they could have kept it a 1/1 and it would have been fine. MVP Blessing of Might Blue L reminds me. Yeah, I have to admit, it has been pretty good. Let's drop a Giant Twilight Drake. Light's Justice, very timely arrival here. I still want to keep putting as many minions on the board as I can, so we're going to do this and this. I need to clear his board. That means doing this, this, and this. I feel that if I can just keep his board clear, I've got the card advantage, I should win. I feel that that's how it should work. But he could have very strong cards and lose. Raid Leader makes absolutely no difference. Okay, that makes a difference, because this guy gets to keep at 5 health. He was going to be able to kill the Twilight Drake anyway with the Light's Justice. I guess because of Raid Leader now, he gets to kill my Recruit as well. That's unfortunate, actually. So this thing actually lives, but the Raid Leader and the Recruit are going to die. That's a really good top deck. Boink. Now I can only play 1 more minion, so I'm gonna play the Dread Corsair to stop Light's Justice from finishing off my Crocolisc. Kill the Raid Leader. The buffs, attack buffs drop. Kill the recruit. We're both making some pretty good use out of our Lights Justices this game, but really I had the card advantage from my Acolyte, Gnomish Inventor, and Loot Hoarder, and so I was just able to win. He's got our True Silver Champion. He's going to throw Lights Justice away. Going to kill off my Pirate. I can still kill off his Recruit, so the smoke is cleared. I'm going to have this Crocolisk. That's what's going to happen. It's okay. I think I'm going to win this. It's going to be a bit of a grind, but I'm going to get it. Unless something really crazy happens. Alright, we kill this. We kill this. Play Sunwalker. And I'm going to make a little bit of a play here. I'm going to play the Worgen. The reason for that is I want it so that if he makes a recruit, I can turn Wind Fury on. And I've got the Sunwalker protecting this Wind Fury creature. So, and he's in top deck mode. Blue Thunder says, MVP Blessing of Might, MVP Frost Elemental, all the MVPs, and there it is. Rocky Logo makes a great comment. He says, Pally should know never leave a recruit up. I know. The Hogger could have killed the recruit or my Gnomish Inventor. Either one of those would have let the Hogger live for another turn. So he just played really badly. More Evil says, you got lucky that you got a bad player. Yeah. Dan here. Round 3 at 2-0, opponent first turn Claw versus my face. So in one arena, my friend Dan had turn 1 Rockbiter Weapon versus the face and turn 1 Claw versus the face. People really hate my friend Dan's face. Apparently someone named Grace came over to say hi. Oh, Grace! Oh my gosh, wow. I feel like a jerk now. Grace is my friend Paul and Lara's newborn baby daughter. So yes, that is not just someone named Grace. That is actually a really cool person. It's a baby. Not that I'm that thrilled about babies, to be honest, but still. When it's your friends having a baby, it's special.
I will fight with honor.
Okay, second. I'm happy being second all the time because it increases the odds of being able to play things on turn 1. However, I'm not going to mulligan this stuff. I want to keep my Yeti to play on turn 4. If I wasn't going to coin out a 2-drop on turn 1, I could have coined the Yeti on turn 3 after playing Sunwalker on turn 2. Sorry, Sun Fury on turn 2. But I did get a 2-drop. I got two 2-drops. 2 2-drops. That sounds like some kind of like stupid candy. 2 2-drops. It's a gumball shaped like a tutu. You can be a ballerina. Anyway, 2 2-drops. Get them now. Let's think here. I wish I had some kind of buffs. I don't. I'm going to just play this. And yeah, I'll enrage that to make it so that he needs to kill it. Chaz says, wow, Paul and Laura are parents. That blows my mind. Yeah, Chaz. Evelyn is like 2 years and soon to be 2 months old. She can talk. Stuff's getting crazy, man. So does he have an Elven Archer or an Ironforge Rifleman? Oh my god. He has Elven Archer! Who plays Elven Archer? Seriously. Oh my god. Bollywonker Jesus nuts. I even called it. Well, luckily I got that, which is a pretty good drop here. And not on my watch. Yappity. Rufflecopter. Alright, let's see what he can do here. My opponent's got the advantage. Luckily, this is happening after I already got to 7 wins, so I don't really care that much anymore. Who plays Elven Archer? Rocky Logo says, weird, my friends have a 2-year-old named Evelyn. Grandma name's making a comeback. Yeah, they really are. Seriously. My friends, many years ago now, their daughter was like almost like 7 years old at this point. Had a daughter named Isabel, and I was like, oh, that's a really pretty name. Turns out, like, it's like a super popular name. Like, everybody's naming their daughter Isabel. Same with Evelyn. Evelyn is like super popular. I actually came up with a really good name if I have a son, Milo, which I thought was really cool. Apparently, that's actually really popular now too. It's like people go in phases where they like all agree at the same time that some name is really, really popular. Alright, this is actually just a total disaster. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a tech play. I'm going to do this and this. So I want this recruit to either waste the True Silver Champion or to have the Sun Fury waste the attack against it. Hopefully there are no more Elven Archers coming. Mad Bomber. Okay, as long as one barrel hits the Sun Fury Protector, I'm okay with it. Because I just needed this to get hit so my True Silver Champion would kill it. Jazz suggested I should have enraged the Berserker, then shielded. Yes, actually, that is true. That is absolutely 100% correct.
Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty. Alright, yeah, I'm getting overwhelmed here, but I could actually still win the game if I got a Consecration. I would have mad card advantage. I just didn't see Consecration here. So yeah, we're just waiting for Consecration. That's not Consecration. So we're going to kill this because it hits super hard. Because of the Mana Wraith, I can't make a Recruit after playing my Sen'jin, but I have to play the Sen'jin because I need to protect myself. He's a bit low on cards, but really he's just one card away from winning. Chuchabakarag speculates that it's because of Milo and Otis. Memories of that movie? I don't know what that movie is. I have never heard of that. But perhaps people are more in tune to pop culture than I am, and therefore it means something to them. Man, I really need Consecration. Kobold Geomancer and Consecration would actually be pretty stellar. I'm just getting blasted here. Oh god. I'm actually facing lethal, so I have to spend all my mana playing Sunwalker. Can he still kill me? Let's see. Recruit, pop the Divine Shield. 3, 4, 5. No, he can't quite kill me with what's on the board. Rocky Logo agrees with Dan's theory about Milo and Otis. Apparently, I just really missed something there with Milo and Otis. Alright, he's going to put a bunch of stuff down, make a recruit. No, even better than a recruit. He's going to... Rocky says, Milo and Otis OMG best film release of 86. Morrible says, I still think you need to change the stream name to No Music, Lots of BS. Thank you. Thank you for that vote of confidence. This is actually 7 damage. Alright, we're going balls to the walls, Dickens. Making an 8-6 here. Let's see what you got, brudda. Let's see what you got. I needed a Consecration this game. I actually would have won if I had Consecration. Probably. Frost Elemental! No! Man, so many Frost Elementals in this stream. Frost Elementals and Ice Lances. That's the name of the game today. And he's making a recruit. Consecration does not win me the game. Owl does not win me the game. There's nothing that wins me the game. It is all bippity boppity boopity bippity over, ladies and gentlemen. But let's give this Paladin a well played. He did a good job. No music, lots of BS. I think the problem with that title is it would only make sense to people who have already been here before. Otherwise, nobody would really know what the heck I was saying. Rocky Logo says, well, you've won a few times off the Frost. That's true. That is true. I definitely got some good moves out of that guy. It's a good thing I took him and not War Golem, right? That's... So those little decisions, like you make a decision wrong, and then you don't realize it. Like the game doesn't remind you like what the card could have been. Alright, Dan says, I wish they replaced the thanks emote with you mad, bro. I wish they replaced it with you're welcome. Or maybe... No problem. Actually, the you're welcome emote wouldn't really make much sense if there wasn't a thank emote, would there? Silly me. Okay, well, we're second again, which is great. Very, very good news. We even got the curve here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Loot Hoarder and Amani Berserker are both good against the Infiltrator, but because this is a Shaman, I'll play Loot Hoarder. Shamans have Lightning Bolt and Rockbiter Weapon. That's 2 ways of killing a Berserker. They don't want to use those against Loot Hoarder, though. So I'm getting the job done while still being annoying. Now, please don't be a Taunt Totem. It's not a Taunt Totem. Yay! Alright. He keeps the guy hidden, which I don't blame him for. Now, I can actually make a Reinforcement, which is basically just as good as Amani Berserker right now. But no, we're going to play the Berserker. I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, yes, he can Lightning Bolt or Rockbiter Weapon it, but it's going to happen eventually anyway. So I might as well play this down while it's good. And in case he does play something with 2 toughness or something, I'll really be happy that I have this guy. No, he's just taking it slow. Is he going to fishing for spell damage so he can play Forked Lightning? Well, he didn't get it. Is he going to play Forked Lightning anyway? No, he's playing Abusive Sergeant, which will let him kill off the Berserker with that. And then I cannot kill the Abusive Sergeant with my Loot Hoarder because he actually flipped a Taunt Totem. OMG. Now, I have lots of options here. The Acolyte's a pretty good draw. Threatens to get a card off of this. This would be alright, too. Threatens to get enraged. Let's go for the cards. Cards have been doing pretty well for me here. I've got 2 minions on the board that he doesn't want to use removal against. And I feel like I am in pretty decent shape here. Chillwind Yeti, good card, but under these particular circumstances, it's not that helpful. Smart move. Oh my gosh, my opponent just made a really, really smart move. Killing my Loot Hoarder. A lot of people wouldn't do that. But that stops me from being able to use True Silver Champion to kill the Yeti. Oh man, well played. I could Peacekeep the Yeti, run in, get a card. It's my only Peacekeeper. I might regret not having it, but at the same time, I feel like this is worth it. Getting card advantage seems good these days. Iron Begal. Well, let's put this on. I'm actually just going to whack the Yeti. Threaten now to kill it with my Peacekeeper. More Evil says Frost Elemental is the new Kodo. I think the difference is Kodo is much more annoying. It's like, really? You have a Kodo? Like, why do you have a Kodo? But Frost Elemental is like, okay, that's a fair card. Alright, he has Earth Elemental, which, yeah, makes it kind of sad that I blew my Peacekeeper. But Hammer of Wrath might be a good top deck. Let's see, 3 damage, 6 damage, 7 damage, 8 damage. I can kill this thing. I could also silence it, get another card off the Acolyte. And then what else am I playing? I can play this guy. Alright, we're going to take a little bit of a risk. We're going to silence this up. Play the Tauren Warrior. Get a card out of that Yeti. And I guess hitting it last turn with the Light's Justice made no sense if I was going to kill it with the Peacekeeper, huh? Yeah, we're going to kill it, though. It's fine. And I'll keep this... Oh, no, I have a Truce of a Champion that I want to use. Yeah, this Light's Justice has not been very effective at all. Blue Elf Thunder says Big Game Hunter would have been good here. Yes, indeed. Big Game Hunter, solid card. Oh my gosh, Frost Elemental. God, I love you so much. It's just ridiculous. Boop. Okay, Light's Justice finally getting good. I can use it to kill the thing. I'm gonna keep the Acolyte around. Let's use it my weapon while I've got it. Unless he plays a Kodo or something, or an Earthshock, this thing should still be good for another card. Oh my goodness. Faceless Manipulator is another card as More Evil notes. That would have been pretty good here. To copy his Earth Elemental. Well, he survived the overload from the Earth Elemental, and I will be able to kill it with Acolyte plus Frost Elemental, which is fine. Or I could even bust the last tick of Light's Justice and use Truce of a Champion plus Owl to kill it. And keep my 5/5 on the table. Depends on what he does. I mean, I've got a pretty good card advantage against him. 5-5, but he's only got 1 card on the board. Oh no, he got the Azure Drake. It's unfortunate. Please don't be taunt. Actually, I don't care if it's taunt. It's fine. No! Healing is actually worse than taunt. Oh god, it heals the Earth Elemental. No, that's bad. That's bad. Boy. What do we do here? Ladies and gentlemen, what do we do? The Acolyte. This plus Owl plus Weapon kills that, but then this thing lives unless I use Hammer of Wrath on it. Hammer of Wrath on this plus Acolyte kills it. Then the Owl plus the Elemental kill that. Then I can only play Earth-Ending Farseer. If I really want to hit the Drake with my Frost Elemental. But then I have to throw this, and that. You know, I think it's worth it. This is a tough turn. There's a lot of different ways you could do this turn. But I like this way the best. It lets me keep a big minion around. It does waste 1 tick of my weapon. But it lets me have the most board presence, a good weapon in my hand, and still have decent card situation. He's got 6 cards to my 7 plus a weapon. Chew Tobacco Ag asks, do you ever feel like playing with the new card back that almost everyone has makes you kind of a noob? 100%. Noobalicious right here. Oh, does he actually have... Oh, the stupid bug is so annoying. Well, hexing the Frost Elemental is fine. I mean, that did its job. Unbound Elemental will just die unless he has a Lightning Bolt to back up my Earth-Ending Farseer, which he does not. Even if this is a taunt, which it isn't, I can still kill this thing. Great. Excellent. Okay. Let's do this. It's a little risky. It's a little risky, but I am going to play the Twilight Drake. It's risky because, of course, Earthshock will kill it for 1 mana, but I think he would have used Earthshock if he had it before. Let's get rid of spell damage. Alright, this is looking good. I think I might get my 8th win. I'm a noob and I'm proud. I'm a noob and I have 1 boob. I'm a noob and I'm glued to the tube. Ah, Abusive Sergeant number 2 comes down. Kills off the frog with the help of the healing totem. Good show. Panda, he can reuse the abusive sergeant. Okay, gotta remember that he's got one of those guys. Well, as long as I don't give him any minions, let him keep any minions on the board, the abusive sergeant's not that great. Totem. Taunt, alright, fine. And, oh, this is annoying. Oh, I have to kill this. But drew a card. I don't want to let it alone because he's got an abusive sergeant in his hand. Bah. Okay, here's what we do. Kill this. Actually, wait, let's draw cards first, shall we? Kobold Geomancer. Hammer of Wrath. Boom. Yeti, alright. We, do that. That. Let's put a real creature down. So Lightning Storm kills 2 creatures, leaves 2 alive. Coin flip on this one. Yeti, does he have a Lightning Storm? Crusader, does he have a Lightning Storm? No, he does not have a Lightning Storm. Lovely as well as Dovely. He got the spell damage, though. Blessing of Might. Can I actually win? Let's see, we got 2, 4, 8, 10, 13, 16. No, I haven't dealt any damage to him, comically. Alright, let's do this. This. Kill the Yeti off. Kill the totem. Whoops, kill the totem like this. Pop Divine Shield like that. Do that. Still don't think he has Lightning Storm, so we'll put a Yeti down and a Recruit.
Reporting for duty.
Blue Up Thunder notes talking about the card backs. He thinks the red card back looks better. I do too. I think that, you know, these just don't look that cool compared to the red one. I like the vibrancy of the red. No Lightning Storm. He has a 3rd Unbound Elemental, if not a 4th. He's had a lot of those. Can I actually win the game right here? What do we got? 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 19, 20. No, I can't win. So we need to throw something away so that we can play more minions down. I'm gonna be a little bit cheeky. We're gonna enrage there. Throw this away here. Play Sunwalker here. Kill that. Kill that. And then we're gonna swing a Ling-Ling. Boom, that's a pretty big Twilight Drake. And Earthshock will still kill this whole thing, by the way. Rocky Logo says, wow, usually the Shaman side looks like yours. Yes, this has been a pretty good game. He just hasn't had Lightning Storm. That's the thing about Shaman. I bet this guy didn't see I mean, we're down to 13. I bet he didn't see a Lightning Storm in his draft. Just didn't see it. And then what are you supposed to do when the Paladin stretches out like this? Nothing, you lose. Well, that's going to be the game. He very smoothly passed the turn, which is exactly what you should do. But I see the win. And that is that. Ladies and gentlemen, he gives me a well played. I like this guy. I should look up his name before it goes away. Peanut. Peanut the Shaman. Great name. Whoop-de-doo. 8 wins. Well, my fiery streak continues for at least one more game. I have a lot of very good arenas lately. I actually am up to like crazy margins for making up to 7 wins. Even though apparently I sometimes forget that Kobold Geomancer can make Consecration deals 3 damage. Take a look here. My stats real quick. Come on, Internet, you're better than this. You are better than this. Load the spreadsheet, thank you. So 66 of my last 128 runs were 7 or more, which is 52%. I was hovering right around 50%, dipping above, dipping below, but then it just sort of got on fire. There's a question here. Choochbackorag asks, what's your opinion on King Mukla? I think King Mukla sucks. Now, King Mukla does get constructed play, and I will concede that other people are much better at constructed than I am. So, if he's got use in constructed play, he's got use in constructed. I never want him in the arena, though. I think he's just bad. Rocky Logo gives the last shaman, Peanut, some props. It's impressive getting to 6-7 wins without a lightning storm as a shaman. Yes, I believe I have done that myself. I think my most impressive feat is getting to 11 wins as Hunter without Unleash the Hounds. That was pretty cool. I think I actually don't want the card. Yeah, I want the card. But yeah, it's doable. But still, if he had Lightning Storm, I'm lucky he didn't draw it. Otherwise, if he just never saw Lightning Storm, he's pretty skillful to have gotten up that high. Blue El Thunder says the King Mukla is really bad in the arena. Giving up bananas to the opponent is really bad. Yeah, it's just terrible. Hopeless Meat actually got to 8 wins without Lightning Storm, but had 5 hexes. Wow. It's good to know that that works. I didn't actually realize that would actually be effective, having so many hexes. It's, you know, kind of a waste sometimes. Yeah, Millhouse Mana Storm, Blue El Thunder says, at least King Mukla is not as bad as Millhouse Mana Storm. Yeah, Millhouse Mana Storm is just unplayable. Like, just you get him in your opening hand, you just mulligan him. Like, in theory, you're like, oh, well, you know, if you use a spell to kill Millhouse, it's a 1-for-1, yibbity boobity bobbity boobity. But no, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. Alright, well, we're going to play Gnomish Inventor here. Normally you'd play the Yeti, but honestly, in context, the Gnomish Inventor is pretty great. He doesn't want to use removal on it because it drew me a card, and it's good for killing his creatures. More Evil says, Legend Pig, King Mukla, Millhouse, Lorewalker Show. The correct answer in that situation is you just click down the middle of the run. Just click the middle cards for the rest of the arena, and then as soon as you finish drafting the deck, you retire and start a new run. That's what you do if you ever get a legendary pick of Mukla versus Millhouse versus Lorewalker. I think you probably, in seriousness, need to take Mukla there, but God, that would be a little bit sad. So I need True Silver or Hammer of Wrath. I have Consecration, which is exactly the card I don't want. Awesome. Let's go ahead and kill the Shattered Sun Cleric. And I need to heal, I think, but who do I heal? Myself or this Gnomish Inventor? I think I'm going to heal myself. And then I'm going to give taunts to my 3/3. Blue El Thunder thinks Cho would be the least bad. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, Cho is just unplayable, right? I mean, unless you have no spells, you just can't play Cho. Because it's just so much more likely to help your opponent than it is to help you. Alright, what we're going to do here is play the Crusader and the Acolyte. I was tempted to peacekeep this Geomancer, but we'll leave it alone. So getting 1 card off the Acolyte is fine, especially because this drops the Geomancer down to 2 health, where upon Consecration kills it. Yes, I'm remembering I have a Geomancer. I have a Geomancer, so Consecration can deal 3 damage now. I'm at 6 mana. Mama's Backhand says, have you ever retired a deck? More Evil says, I have. I never have. I've never retired a deck. I always give it a shot. Chaz trolls me a little bit. He says, hey man, did you see that Kobold make that Consecrate do 3 damage? That was so cool. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. And my 3 toughest minions died. Really cool for some BM in the chat. Oh my gosh. Blue Thunder says, Meds, better than to give bananas with a 0 discount spell. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough call. It's going to Hammer of Wrath my Acolyte here. Okay. Sunwalker Texas Ranger comes on down. He's the next contestant on The Price is Right. I could silence this thing. And then play a Yeti. Yeah, let's do that. Hang on to my Consecration. Let's just steadfastly not learn from past mistakes. So those 2 guys will now die to Consecration. The Owl's threatening to kill them as well. More Evil says, Mage Run. No Polymorph, no Fireball, no Flame Strike, no Blizzard, no Water Elemental. You know what? I'd still play that, because if you didn't have any of those spells, that must mean you have a lot of minions, right? You might just be able to win some games by putting stuff on the board and using your overpowered hero ability. You're not likely to make it very far, but I'd still give it a shot, you know? I'd give it a chance. This guy knows, don't let Paladins keep creatures. He is removing everything I play. Let's see if Sunwalker Texas Ranger can hold up. You know, I am in a pretty rough state. I'm going to make a Recruit instead of playing a 2-drop, because Recruits are kind of like extra cards, and I need all the help I can get here. He's got 6 cards to my 4. I have a better board, though, with the Sunwalker, but still, it's a bit dicey. Chew Tobacco Rag says, it bothers me that the card that ends up in your hand is called Bananas, even though each is a singular banana. Well put, sir. I will not disagree. It's gonna Panda. No, that's the only minion I didn't want you to play, you jerk. I was hoping you'd play something that I could kill with Consecration, but nope. Not a chance. Not a chance. Alright, let's do Twilight Drake. Do I Consecrate here to clear stuff off, or do I use the Peacekeeper? Peacekeeper, I could then hit this down to 2 health, where it'll die to Consecration. But what's the point of Peacekeeping it? Well, then if I pop the Divine Shield, it still has 4 power. It'll deal a number to the Sunwalker. I could clear his board with Consecration, though. I could just do that. Why don't I just do that? Man. Alright, we're gonna take a risk. When you're behind, take risks. We're gonna make another recruit. We're gonna kill Panda there. Swing. Got the Taunter protecting the Spiteful Smith from mopping up my recruits. He can now enrage and have a weapon out, but I'm just hoping he doesn't have any weapons. Chew Tobacco Rag asks, can you explain your decision to make a recruit instead of a guy? I don't understand the card advantage argument. That's a great question. Well, a recruit is basically a card. So it's like you're putting a card onto the board when you make a recruit. So you have 1 extra card. I have 1 extra card now on the screen compared to what I would have if I just played a card from my hand. He is going to kill a Sunwalker Texas Ranger. Luckily, though, I got to keep all my other stuff. And he plays a secret. Alright. I hope it's Noble Sacrifice, but I have a strange feeling it's not, because playing Noble Sacrifice with recruits on the table seems a bit silly. Still, we'll check for it. Nope, it's Noble Sacrifice. Okay, so you just killed a recruit with Noble Sacrifice. Get down, get down, get down, get down tonight. Do you Consecrate here? I don't think so. Let's just kill that like that. Let's kill this like that. We're going to swing here. I'm going to play my Berserkers in case he does have a Consecration himself. But we'll hang on to the Geomancer in case I need it later. Chew Tobacco Rag says, I understand that, but the potential on any given turn to make a 1-1 is the same as a card on your hand, right? Ah, yes, but if you're making a 1-1 every turn, when you pass a turn, you can't ever get that recruit back. Like, you're missing the potential on that particular turn and you never get it back. Like, if I don't make a recruit this turn, and I was going to make a recruit next turn anyway, then I'm essentially down a recruit. Okay, so he goes for broke here. Now is the time for Consecration. So, what we do is we pop the Divine Shield with the recruit. Play the Geomancer. Consecrate. Boom. We use the recruit to finish this off. So you can see these recruits were like really, really useful. And because of that, I have more cards than I would have otherwise. Now the question is, do I play Blessing of Might on one of these guys? I don't think so. Let's just swing-a-ling-ling past the turn. Chew Tobacco Rag says, ah, okay, makes sense. Great. I'm glad I was able to explain myself in a clear way. It's definitely a controversial point of view. I can understand how like some people would argue that the recruit is not worth just the extra power and toughness you get from the card, but it seems to work out sometimes, and I think it worked out here. Earlier up in the chat, Blue Owl Thunder was talking about the pick of Cho versus Mukla versus Mana Storm, and he says Cho has the potential to give you an advantage while Millhouse and Mukla doesn't. That is true. The way I would see it is like this. While Cho is on the board, you're screwing yourself over and you're screwing your opponent over. While Mukla and Mana Storm go down, they have power and toughness, and they help your opponent in a limited way, and I guess my personal preference is I would rather help my opponent in a limited temporary way than screw myself as long as one of my minions is alive. Because Cho has 0 power, so you can't kill him. Like, if you're screwed by him, you're just screwed by him. Now, my opponent made a very interesting choice. He actually enraged both my Berserkers, played an Ogre. Got 10, 13 damage here. We're going to go for broke. We're going to go for broke. I'm going to play Blessing of Might. And we're going to swing. I'm not going to kill that Ogre either. We're taking him down to 1 health. Now I'm saying kill my stuff or you lose the game. Another Consecration is what he needs to survive. If he has it, he should be good. Or he could be good. I don't have that much charge or any charge in this deck. I think I still have a Hammer of Wrath in here for damage. True Silver Champion and Light's Justice would be my only outs if he consecrated.
I wonder
But basically, if he doesn't have Consecration, there's really very little he could have that would save him. He runs that in to my charge guy. No, he has the heal. He actually has the heal. Oh, God. Well, it's a good thing I put Blessing of Might on the guy that wasn't taunted, because I actually still win the game now. Notice he's passing the turn very casually. Oh, he said well played. Don't say well played. Maybe I missed it. But he says well played. Anyway, I drew Hammer of Wrath, so I was going to kill him anyway. It was fine. Alright, wow, that was close. That was close. Golden True Silver Champion, that's a pretty good reward. I would totally play with that in my Paladin decks. Nice. Alright, 9 wins. I am on a hot streak lately, but I will say this. Part of my hot streak includes making it up to 9-2 and then losing. Like, I really haven't made it to 10 wins in quite a while. Okay, there's been some exceptions. But yes, for the most part, I just keep stopping at 9. So we'll see if I can actually break through here. That'd be nice. Always, of course, happy to do well on the stream. MVP Blessing of Might has been shockingly good. BLT Sandwich. Nice. Good name for the hunter. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! We got the combo! I don't even believe it. Alright, we're gonna mulligan that because we're almost certainly coining the True Sliver on turn 3 if we have a say in anything. And, yeah, we got a bunch of junk. Okay, well, what we're doing here is we're playing a Recruit on turn 2 and then awesome saucing it up on turn 3. Let's just hope he doesn't have a super fast start. Nope, good. Thank you, ma'am. Twilight Drake, okay. The problem with playing Coin, True Silver, Dread Corsair on turn 3 is that, you know, then my Twilight Drake gets very small. So I might Twilight Drake first. Buzzard on turn 2 I think is a mistake, even against a Paladin. I mean, yeah, I bet you're going to play a Beast now or something and get a card, but still, it's just not good. Alright, let's hope it's not the Taunting Bear. It's the Leok. He gets a card. Okay, so Leok, to be totally fair, is the worst possible thing that my opponent could have flipped, because a pig could have killed my Recruit and the bear would have saved the Buzzard with taunt. Let's actually get this Twilight Drake out here. Now, yes, I know it's vulnerable to Deadly Shot, but that would be his whole turn playing Deadly Shot, then next turn I True Silver Champion and Dread Corsair, and I'm fine. So if he has Deadly Shot, that's okay. It's a 3-mana thing for a 4-mana card, no problem. I'd be okay. Dixie Cody asks, how is the stream going so far? Really well, we're at 9-2. And it wasn't like a crazy streak or anything. I just made it to 6-1, I think, then 7-2, and then here we are at 9-2. Fighting for the 10th win. He does not actually have a Deadly Shot, interestingly. Is he just playing a freaking Questing Adventurer? Just, wow. Just straight up Questing Adventurer. This is very strange. So we're at 9 wins. We're playing against a hunter who, A, played a Buzzard on turn 2, which is a mistake, and B, played a Questing Adventurer on turn 4, which, okay, maybe isn't a mistake. Maybe he had nothing better to do, but, man, this is pretty sad here. Chaz says, I feel like Leok is about always way worse than the other options. Like, you'd only want it out if you were Houncing. What, Chaz? I love Leok. Leok is my favorite. Always makes my day when I flip a Leok. Well, except for when I don't want it. I think Leok is good. I mean, it's a buff. Bad buffs are better than no buffs. Pretty much if I have minions on the board, I'm happy to have a Leok. And if my board is empty, you know, Leok's fine too. I like Leok. Leok's cool. Wait. Let's not do this yet. Let's first hit the ooze. Let's be good at this game. Let's not waste any points of healing. And I'll play... Do I want to play Loot Hoarder? Yeah, let's play Loot Hoarder. Loot Hoarder draws me a card, and I wouldn't mind getting some cards here. Should have put Loot Hoarder in the middle against Explosive Shot. That was a slight misplay. Blue Elfiner says, this is not how you use the Questing Lord. How did he even get the name Questing Lord in the first place? Alright, Cultmaster is wickedly unimpressive here. Okay, never mind. Okay, so now each of these hounds gives him a card. It's basically like a ghetto buzzard. Is what that Cult Master is. You have to kill the things before you can get your cards, but it's still very, very good. Okay, he's hanging in there with the Eagle Horn Bow, with the Ghetto Buzzard, and with the Hounds, but I'm actually still doing okay. I can still actually win this game. No probalo. Is he going to use the Eagle Horn Bow to kill off my Twilight Drake? He is. Okay, so Smoke's cleared. He's got 6 cards. I'm going to have 6 cards, so I have the advantage because I'm up to play first. But that was pretty good of him, hanging on in there like that. Yeti, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make a Recruit. I think it's worth it since I had Blessing of Might. Blessing of Might tremendously improves the question, the equation of do you make a Recruit or play a Berserker is tilted heavily in the Recruit's favor if you're holding Blessing of Might. Oh God, I need my silence. Oh my gosh. Rocky Logo says Buzzard is a ghetto cult master. I don't know. I think cult master is a ghetto buzzard if you're playing if you're playing Unleash the Hounds. Now this thing, granted, I can actually use Consecration to kill the hyenas, but let's not do that just yet. Let's actually first put some more stuff down. So we're gonna play the Tauren Warrior, the Yeti. Swing, swing. Get some damage through. So hopefully the hyena has to hit the Tauren Warrior. And then my Yetis deal 8 damage a pop. That could actually help a lot. There's a lot of cards that would be good. Kill Command would kill my Yetis. He's going to play Hounds again. So is he just going to use 3 of them to kill my guy? That's alright. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Now he gets to kill my Yeti and leaves me without, oh jeez, he actually leaves me without anything. Sucka just cleared my board. Oh, what a bitch. He's gonna heal it up. Oh, what an ass. Oh no, I need silence. I really need silence. Not a chance. Well, I'm gonna draw a card. This is actually starting to slip away from me here. Pretty badly. Sunwalker Texas Ranger would have been good like a few seconds ago. Now it's pretty bad. This will die to that. Oh man, this is just ugly. This is just getting ugly. Dixie Cody asks, is flesh-eating ghoul a ghetto hyena? No way. I think hyena is a ghetto flesh-eating ghoul. Flesh-eating ghoul is so much better than hyena, in my opinion. I would always rather have a flesh-eating ghoul than a hyena, unless I'm about to play Unleash the Hounds or something crazy, you know. Oh man, this is really just devastating. How he was able to hang on with the hounds and the buzzards and all this crap. Okay. So this thing will not die to my recruit. I can consecrate to kill it, but then the hyenas pop. This is just nasty. What is going on? This game just went so bad, so fast. So bad, so fast. Boy. I just lost a 2x Blessed Champion over 2 turns. That is the saddest conceivable way of losing. Let's go ahead and play this guy. Heal up a bit. Let's give him a taunt. And let's kill off his 3-1. So the high main can kill this, but at least then the hyenas pop and consecration will kill them off. Oh, this is nasty. This is nasty, nasty, nasty. I'm amazed that a hunter who played a buzzard on turn 2 is doing this well. Alright, so he's going to kill that, so now everything dies to consecration. Except for Boulder Festoger. Okay, that does not die to consecration. Unfortunately and alas. Secret! Boo! Who plays secrets? Secrets are for weirdos. Oh, thanks, Owl. You're just in time. Stupid Owl. Well, we know it's not Snipe. The problem is it's very likely to be Freezing Trap. I can't really attack with my Sunwalker, and he drew a card off of Loot Hoarder. He's actually beating me on cards pretty badly. Yeah, the pattern looks like it's going to continue of me not getting up to 10, but he played Unleash the Hounds twice, and once with a Cult Master, so, eh. Mad Bomber pings off my Divine Shield. Luckily it hurt the Ogre, so at least the Ogre's there, which is actually a pretty big deal. But Shillwind Yeti, yeah, he's just got too many cards. Hyena. Alright, well I can silence that later if I need be. If I need be. Raging Organ. I'm just gonna play this to put opinion on the board. I'll pass the turn. Yes, 3 cards to my 1, and he also has a secret. It is bad, the current situation. Oh no, Starving Buzzard. It's the 3rd Unleash the Hounds. We're going to go ahead and well plate it up and concede. So that's 9 wins. If you're on YouTube, thanks for watching. Please like the video and or subscribe if you're here on the stream. Thanks for being here. Let's take a look at our prizes. There will be a break after this as I get some breakfast / snacks / water. But first, let's take a look at our 9-win prize. Here we go. More Evil says, well, it's always a good run until you meet the Hounds. Yep. That card is pretty damn broken. It's like, it's broken, but it would be better if Buzzard didn't exist. The fact that they both exist sucks. Oh, this is actually a lot. This is 300 gold for 9 wins. That is a lot of gold. That's the most I've ever gotten at 9, I think. Can't complain. Can I complain about the pack? It's been a while since I've gotten a legendary. It's a legendary that I already have. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad because it's 400 dust. I mean, a legendary that I don't have would have been 600 dust. But still, always exciting to get a legendary. 400 dust is great. 420. Okay. So we're up to a lot of dust here. I'm like, I need like another 8,500 dust to complete my set. Let's ogle our golden true silver champion. Ooh, that is really shiny compared to the regular one. It's like super shiny. All right, let's take a sneak peek at our next arena. So before you go on break, make sure you vote. I'm gonna make a poll in just a moment. Our next arena is Paladin, Priest, or Shaman. Hey, nice